Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about hashing techniques. In this lecture we'll be covering uh, what is hashing, then about hash tables, then what are the popular hash functions and what do you mean by the characteristics of hash functions. What are the good characteristics of a hash function? So hashing is a technique in which we can perform search operation on a list of elements in order of one time. So if you want to perform search operation on a list of elements in a constant time, then we need to use this hashing method. We have already seen two other search techniques over a list of elements or over an array. They are linear search and binary search, and we know that linear search is one of the slowest search mechanism in which the time complexity of the search operation is order of n. So the worst time complexity of a linear search operation is we have to search through the entire list of elements, so that for example, if the element is not present in the list itself, then we'll have to go through the entire list, and at the end of the list we should say that the element is not present in the list. So in a linear search operation it is going to take order of n time. To improve the searching mechanism, we have used binary search method, in which the elements are arranged in a sorted order, and we were able to perform the search operation in a much better way compared to linear search. The time complexity of binary search operation was order of log n, which is much less compared to order of n. But what about if we have a search mechanism over a list of elements in a constant time, in order of one time? So hashing is a technique in which we can perform search operation on a list in a constant time. But the only thing is that we should create the list based on some of the properties, or based on some of the mechanisms, so that the list can be accessed or list can be retrieved in order of one time. We will see this in detail. So a hash table is a data structure in which the elements or the array records are stored in an associative manner. So a hash table is nothing but an array. Each data item will have its own unique index value. So the access of data becomes very fast if we know the index of the desired data. For example, if we are telling that this is your data xx, then if you are able to say that xx will be having an index value of 5, that is the advantage. The advantage is that we can directly access the element in it's not like we are using a linear search or binary search here. We are directly given with the index of the data element. So hash table uses a hash function which can be used for computing the index value of the data item. So along with the hash table, we will be having a hash function which actually associates the index value to its corresponding data item or the record. So in a hash table, we'll be storing data items here, that is each of the records. At the 0th position will be having a record, first position will be having a record, and so on. The associativity between this data item at uh, this record and 0, the data item at this place, and the associativity with 1 is maintained with the help of a hash function. So a hash function is developed in such a way that if you supply the data item to this data item to the hash function, it will return you a 0 value. If you supply this data item, it will return you a 1. So you give your data item to the data item that need to be searched into the hash function, then hash function will give you the corresponding index value of the desired data. So the times complexity of the search or insert operation will be order of 1 or a constant. The hash table is just an array-like data structure. Will be having indexes, and you'll be having places for storing your data records. The difference is that you will be having a hash function along with this, which will be associating, or which will be used to convert between a data item to its corresponding index value. So you can see that the time complexity of the search and insert operation is order of 1 here. Next, we'll see different hashing functions. The popular ones are division method, mid-square method, folding or pairing method, and multiplication method. We will see one by one. Division method. Division method is the most commonly used method for implementing a hash function, and it is one of the simplest one. By using a hash function, we can insert records into a hash table. So you have records like this, for example, 33, 11, 66, and 44. And let's say the size of the data, hash table is 10. So you'll be having indices from 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 9. Corresponding to 0, you can store one data item. Corresponding to 1, you can store one data item, and so on. So you can store some 10 elements on this hash table. The division method works like this. The hash function is this: hash of h of key is equal to the key modulus the size of the hash table. So here the size of the hash table is 10. So key modulus 10 will give you the corresponding location. For example, 33 modulus 10. 33 mod 10 give you 3. It will be stored at the position 3. 33 mod 11. H of 11 equal to 11 mod 10 equal to 1. You will be storing it here. H of 66 will be 66 mod 10. You will be storing at this position, 6th position. H of 44 equal to 4. You will be storing at 44. So at a later point of time, if you want to access your element 44, for example, you will supply 44 to corresponding your hash function. So it will be h of 44. It will convert like this: 44 mod 10 4. So you are given with its corresponding index value. So the operation is in order of 1 time or a constant time. So that is division method. You divide, and for in division method you use mode operation along with the size of the hash table. Mid-square method. In mid-square method, you calculate the square of the key value and take the middle part of the square value. That's it. So you calculate the middle square of the key value, and from that you take the mid part of the square value corresponding to the size of your hash table. For example, if your hash table is having 10 size equal to 10, then you take the middle uh, one middle digit from your squared key value. So for example, you have records like 22, 11, 13, and 14, and you have size is equal to 10. Then h of key is equal to key square. You square the key value, and the middle part of the key value is taken as your hash value. So h of 22 is square of 22, so it is 484. The middle value is taken 8, and there you will store 22. H of 11 121, you will store it in 2. 121 you will 11 will be stored here. H of 13 169, you will be storing at 6th position 6. H of 14 196, you will be storing it in 9th position. So that is mid-square method. It's very simple. You calculate the square of the key value and take the mid part of the square value. And how many digits from the mid part is taken will be corresponding to the size of the hash table. If the size of the hash table is, let's say, if the size of the hash table is 100, then you will be having indexes from 0 to 99. Then you can take two indexes from, or two digits from the middle value, and you can have that many number of values based on the hash table. A third method is folding method. A folding hash code is produced by dividing the input into a sections of m bits, where m is 2 to the power m, where 2 to the power m is the table size. For example, let's say you have some input, then what you do is you divide that input to some sections, that's it, n sections of m bits. So let's say you have these numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then let's say you have divided it into 2 digits each, 1 2 in one section, 3 4 another section, and 5 6 another section. Then you try to combine, or you try to fold these into a single value. So you try to combine these, apply some operations like add or XOR to combine these sections. So something like 12 plus 34 plus 56, then you will get some value. Based on that, you will, or the value which you are using as that you obtained is taken as the corresponding index of your hash table. So in the final operation, if you have additional digits, for example, in this case, you have taken a hash table of size 200, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 199. And as a sum of these, if you're getting something like 255, then it's out of this boundary. So once if it is out of this boundary, then the lower or higher excess bits will be removed, so that you are making it fit into this table itself. So a folding hash is produced by dividing the input into n sections, and you apply bitwise operations like add or XOR to combine these sections. Then once if it is not getting fit into your hash table size, then you will be trimming your lower or higher excess bits. For example, let's say these are the two numbers you would like to store, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 1 3 2 5 9, and you are dividing this into 2 digits each, 12 plus 34 plus 56. So you get it as 102. So you will store it in 102. 13 plus 25 plus 9, then you get it 49 47. Then you store it in 47th location. So that is that you mean by that is what you mean by folding method. That's it. Another method is multiplication method. In multiplication method, what you do is you choose a constant a such that 0 less than a less than 1, a constant a which is less than 1, and which is in between 0 and 1, you take fraction value. Then multiply the key value by a, so you will get k into a. You take the fractional part of ka, so you take only the fractional part, multiply the fractional part by the size of the hash table, then you will be getting a corresponding position in the hash table. So here the multiplication method, what you do is you will consider a constant a, multiply it with k, that is your key value, then the fractional part will be taken and you multiply it with its corresponding hash table size. Then you will get a value which is in between this, which may be a fractional value, but what you do is you will take only the minimum value of it or floor value of it. Donald Knuth suggested to use a constant of 0.618033. So this value of a equal to 0.618033 works much better compared to many other constant values. That's what Donald Knuth suggested. For example, suppose x is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 and m is equal to 1000. You have a array of, or hash table of size 1000. Then we can calculate h of x as follows. You take a is equal to 0.618033, k into a is equal to 7629.617385. Then the fractional part only will be taken, 0.617385 into the size of the hash table, 617.385. Considering only the lower limit of the hash value, the final value that is used as a hash of this x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 617. So in 617th position, you can store this value. That is what that is how we do it in multiplication method. So far we have seen four methods for hashing functions. One is division methods, in which the elements are stored in the hash table based on the modulus operation, modulus size of the hash table. Then mid square method, you take the square of the key value and the middle digits will be taken as the hash value. Then the folding method, you will be dividing the input into multiple sections, and you combine these sections to form your hash value. Then a multiplication method, which is by multiplying your key value by a constant, and using that fractional part only, you try to form a you try to find out a position in the hash table or hash value. That is multiplication method. Okay, so next is what are the characteristics of a good hash function. A good hash function should be simple to compute. Then the number of collisions should be less while placing a key in the hash table. We have not defined what do you mean by collision. Collision is actually if for a hash function, if for more than one key value, if the hash function is producing the same hash value, then we say that situation is a collision. That is, for example, for two key values, a hash value created or a hash value computed by the hash function is the same. Meaning is that both the key values are trying to occupy the same location in the hash table, same position in the hash table, then that situation is called a collision. So we will be discussing about some of the collision avoidance mechanisms. We will see that, but a good hash function should have only very less number of collisions. We cannot completely avoid collisions, but we can say that uh, the number of collisions, if it is very less, then that is a good quality of a hash function. The cost of computing the hash function should be less. There is no point in using a better hash function, but the time for computing the hash function is very large, then that will be of no use. It should be very simple, and it should be computationally efficient also. The function should produce a hash key which will be distributed uniformly across the hash table. There should not be any clustering of hash values. That's also valid good characteristic of a hash function. The hash function should make use of all information provided by the key to generate the hash value. That's also another good characteristic of a hash function. That's all about hashing. We will discuss about collisions and its management in the next lecture. Thank you.